Hey Mission family, Pastor Josh here. If we haven't met, I am the church planter in residence here at Mission Chattanooga, and I'm leading the initiative to plant a church north of the river that we're calling Mission Northside. I wanted to take some time to share a little bit about our vision and our goals for 2025 and what we feel God has put on our hearts as markers to get us from where we are today to our launch date as an official church. So I want to lay out 4 markers that we feel God's called us to in 2025. The first is this: we feel deeply called and committed to the work of continued community building on the north side. We feel like this is the primary goal of church planting, especially at the beginning, is to build rich community and relationships with one another. And so we feel committed to building a fellowship of people who are committed to one another, but also committed to grow towards Jesus together and to be transformed by Jesus together. We've been doing this work since October of last year. We've relaunched our community gathering in 2025. It's meeting at Brothers Bagels on Hickson Pike. We meet there bi-weekly as an entire community group. Childcare is available for any of you who are interested in that. Just sign up to our Mission Northside newsletter to get updates on when our bi-weekly gatherings are. And in between those bi-weekly gatherings, we have an all-ladies night and an all-men's night. This is all designed so that we build deeper relationships together, so that we're the kind of community that upholds one another and builds one another up as we journey towards Christ together. And we are committed to that marker, and we've been committed to that since day one, since we started launching our community gatherings. If you're at all interested or curious about the Mission Northside and its community, we have a beautiful group of people, and I would commend that you join us at some point. Come out one night and be a part of our fellowship at Brothers Bagels when we all get together. The second marker that we've set out for ourselves this year is to create prayer and worship nights. This is a distinctive to Mission Northside, but we want to create space for God to meet us, for us to encounter God in our lives, which I love because as a church planter, I feel like I'm constantly in the practice of depending on God and being carried by the Holy Spirit every step of the way. And so these prayer and worship nights are designed for us to get together as a community to worship God together and to have intentional time to pray together. Pray for the needs north of the river and the people north of the river and the people that God that may be discerning being a part of our fellowship, praying for those individuals that God gives them clarity and direction, praying for one another. It's just an opportunity to create space to encounter God in our lives. And I believe when we create those spaces, God doesn't disappoint us. He meets us where we are and he shapes our hearts in the direction that we're supposed to go. So I'm so excited to be launching our first prayer and worship night coming this spring. We'll have an official date here in the next coming weeks. The third marker that we've set for ourselves is to launch our first preview services in August of this year. This is an opportunity to preview what it's like to worship at the Mission Northside. You'll experience our worship, our preaching team, what it's like to literally walk through a Sunday gathering at Mission Northside. And we'll start having these preview services starting in August. We'll have them once a month. And so this is, again, an opportunity to get excited about and experience life at Mission Northside. And we'll be doing these monthly gatherings all the way up until our launch date. We believe our launch date will be sometime in the coming winter. I'm hopeful that it will be Advent of this year, but we believe that we're on course and moving in the direction to launch the Mission Northside within a year. And so we would just invite your prayers that God continues to give us vision and direction on how we build his church north of the river. We would covet your prayers in all of this, that God continues to visit us and guide us every step of the way. If you're discerning being a part of our community, I'd love to pray alongside you. I'd love to meet with you and just be a resource to you any way that I can to be helpful to you, whether God is calling you or not calling you to be a part of Mission Northside and what that might look like. Thank you for letting me share our vision for 2025. And again, We would covet your prayers in all of this, and we look forward to seeing what God is doing. We're so grateful for the Mission Chattanooga and their obedience to God to go into other places in the city and to be a light. God bless you.